Running Lifestyle Show. I'm Kari and this is our video version. Today, or I should say this week, we talked with a couple yoga instructors. We had a yoga theme. First things first, we talked with Johnny Gillespie. He shared with us how he ended up in a yoga studio and how that's grown into something called Balanced Athlete, which helps us runners be mindful of how we are moving and also how that affects our running. I just want to point out I am in tree pose right now and hoping I can hold it until the end of this show. Then we spoke with Elsie Escobar, who also is a yoga instructor, and Elsie really focused on how we can take care of ourselves when we're not running. And then we actually talked about this first week, we went in and talked about the Nike Women's Half Marathon and received 3 different perspectives about that race. So I wanted to quickly show you one of the poses that Elsie recommended. This is tree pose, by the way, but one of the poses that Elsie recommended that's great for runners and also one of my favorite poses, and that is Hero's Pose. And for Hero's Pose, you want to be very mindful of how you're coming up, but you want to lean back, have your knees together, and make sure your hips are in between. And if you can go down and bring your arms up. And rumor says that at the yoga studio where I practice, that someone actually fell asleep this way. So this is Hero's Pose. It's something good for your hips. So thanks so much for joining us, and we're going to transition over to the kitchen where we're going to discuss the food of the week. Hey, so our food of the week here is tomatoes, and why tomatoes are so great for us runners is they are a great source of potassium, and potassium is an electrolyte, and we lose a lot of electrolytes when we are running and sweating. So we have a couple recipes here. The first one is, I'm going to start off with Serena Marie's recipe, and that is to take a tomato and to scoop out some of the flesh here. So you can use different types of tools. I have a grapefruit spoon here or a strawberry puller. So I'm going to actually go ahead and use the grapefruit. And I'm going to have my handy dandy plastic bag here because I'm going to be doing some batch cooking, and I want to be able to put a lot of stuff in here, and then when I'm finished, throw it away. So I'm going to scoop out the inner flesh here, and it's a little tricky sometimes, so we're going to get this out. Okay. So we have the inner flesh here, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to crack one egg and put it in. So I'm just going to take a little bit more out of this because I want enough space for the egg. So let's take a little bit here. And what I'm going to do is take my egg, crack it, and then what I'm going to do is put it right here in the tomato. So we have that. And I'm just going to wash my hands real quickly because I don't want to get egg all over. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to sprinkle a little salt and a little pepper. And if you like, you could put bacon in, whatever you want to do. And you know what? I'm going to splash just a little bit of olive oil in here too. So we have that, and I would recommend that you batch cook these, so you would maybe do 3, maybe do 5 at a time. I'm just going to do 1 here, so I'm going to put it in a shallow dish, and I'm going to set my oven here. Woo, slippery little guy. Okay, I'm going to set it for 400, and it's going to cook for 40 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set my timer to 40 minutes, and I will have a great breakfast with tomato and potassium to help me with my electrolytes, and I'll be all set, and I'll do extra ones so I have breakfast for the next few days.
Thank you.